Remember last year's Vikings, the team that barely lost its third game until week 18? Tonight felt like a ripped-off bandage. Minnesota looked different. Not a slow slide, a full-on collapse. The Chargers rolled to a 37-10 blowout that exposed a defense without answers and an offense that looked glued to the bench. ESPN.com, this was decisive, not fluky. Los Angeles scored on 7 of 9 possessions, never letting Minnesota breathe. Justin Herbert carved them up, 3 touchdown passes, efficient rhythm, and the Chargers finished with 419 yards to the Vikings' 164. That kind of yardage gap isn't a bad night, it's a system failure. The Chargers' run game and chunk plays kept drives alive. Meanwhile, the Vikings could not sustain one. KSL.com. On offense, the script was ugly and painfully familiar. Indecision, sacks, and missed chances. Carson Wentz never got comfortable, timing was off, protection broke down, and an opportunity to swing momentum, a late first-half field goal attempt, even went awry. When the line can't hold and the QB can't trust his reads, you don't just lose yards, you lose identity. The Vikings managed only a field goal and 1 touchdown, and the touchdown came after defensive penalties gave them life. That's not a roadmap to winning. That's a bandage on a broken playbook. SI defensively, this was almost unrecognizable compared to last season's version. Brian Flores' unit, which once confused offenses with disguise and chaos, looked straightforward and beatable. Chargers receivers found seams. Rookie tight end Oronde Gadsden II and perimeter plays to Ladd McConkey carved up matchups. Kamani Vidal punished the edges. The Vikings couldn't force rhythm or stops when it mattered. That's a coaching and schematic problem, as much as a personnel one. ESPN.com. Where does Minnesota go from here? First, breathe. There's a mini bye before week 9, but this rest is a double-edged sword. It gives time to heal and fix fundamentals, but it also gives bad habits time to calcify. The more urgent wrinkle, J.J. McCarthy's return remains up in the air. There's chatter he could be available by week 9, but it's cautious optimism, not a guarantee. If McCarthy does come back, he's not a magic bandage. He struggled in early starts, and the line and defense still need work. ca.sports.yahoo.com. So what's fixable and what's structural? Fixable. Play calling that shortens the game, tighter protection schemes, cleaner snap-to-throw mechanics, and crisp special teams execution. Those are practice room corrections you can see improve quickly. Structural. Offensive line cohesion, pass rush identity, and reliable quarterback play under duress. Those take time, depth, and possibly roster moves. Right now, the Vikings have both an immediate problem, Monday night game plan detail, and a longer puzzle, who's the QB, and how do we rebuild the line defense to sustain a run? SI, here's the painful truth. Last season's storybook is gone. This is not a moral failing or a panic button moment yet, but it is a directional warning. Teams that let a 37-10 drubbing sit without systemic changes don't magically get back on track. The Vikings need blunt conversations, honest coaching fixes, and clearer quarterback direction, and they need it fast. Otherwise, what feels like a temporary rough patch will look a lot more like the end of a promising chapter. Final image to carry with you. When your offense can't sustain a drive and your defense can't force a stop, momentum isn't a thing you chase. It's something other teams take from you. The Vikings had it last year. Tonight, they learned how fast it can disappear. ESPN.com.